let's talk about fair division, and more specifically, EnvyFree Division, a Pareto optimal division, and equitable division. So we're going to break these down. First, let's talk about fair division. Now, fair division ensures that a group of people, without the intervention of an outside party, split something up so that each person receives a share they view as fair. So think about four sisters getting together to, split up the antique furniture in their parents' house. Preferably like not when somebody's still living in that house. But anyway, right? So they're sitting there and the four of them are going to split it up so that each one of them thinks they're getting a fair share. Now with fair division, this is the base layer. Now there are different types of fair division, which is what we're going to talk about next. So first, EnvyFree Division. This guarantees that no one will prefer someone else's share more than their own. But you think about when you split things up, you don't want to look at somebody else's share and go, man, they really got something better than me. That's not what we want with EnvyFree Division. So the meaning of this, each person receives a share they deem at least as high, if not higher, than everyone else's share. So after everything is split up and people are looking at what they have, they're like, I got the best deal, right? Look at what I got, right? So they think they, scammed everybody else perhaps, or just that they received a fair share, right? The whole EnvyFree means they're not envious of anybody else's share. That's where the EnvyFree comes in. How about a Pareto optimal division? Now, there's no other way of dividing the goods that would make anyone better off without making someone else worse off. And when you're thinking, what does this mean? Well, if we divide things up and then you say, just kidding, I'm going to take this dresser and I'm going to give it to somebody else's pile. So somebody else who gets that dresser is now, woohoo, I'm now better off because I got that extra piece. But whoever you took it from is now worse off, right? So what the Pareto optimal division means, we divide it so that if we take anything from someone, it would make someone else worse, right? That's the idea, is that it's all good. So breaking this down, if you divide the stuff any other way, this is the Pareto optimal division. So we divide it, meaning if we divide it any other way, someone would benefit and someone else would be in a worse place. So this is like the only possible way for everybody to kind of have a fair division. Now, that could also be EnvyFree, but not necessarily. It's just the most fair in terms of without making someone else worse off. And the last one, equitable division. Each person places the same value on what they receive. Now, it's important where it's impossible to divide assets. So when we think about a car or a house or a boat, so let's say there are, again, let's just stick with four sisters. It's what I know best. And let's say that, there's a boat. Their parents have a boat and they say, okay, we're going to give this boat to you for. Well, we can't cut that boat into four pieces and expect it to sail out on the waters, which means one person is going to receive the actual boat, but what about the other three? So perhaps it says, okay, this oldest sister is just swimming in money and says, I'll take the actual boat, which is valued at $5,000, and then I will give you other three $5,000 in cash. Well, that makes sense. And everybody's like, okay, we all received $5,000. Just the oldest one received a boat instead or whatever, right? So that's kind of the idea. And maybe the oldest sister isn't the one giving the $5,000, but that's the idea, is that one person might actually get a tangible something and then somebody else might get something else. So maybe there's a car and a boat. So one person gets a boat, one person gets a car, two people get cash. Whatever, but it's equitable in that even if you don't receive the same basic thing, you're getting an item, whether it's cash or an actual item, that is basically the same value. So it's equitable. That is the idea. So those are three types of fair division that we can have on top of just the basic fair division.